So now it's like a razor blade all the way around it. There's several ways you can smooth glass. One way is if you're in a field, so you can use glass, hold your teeth, like that. And then there you can use a common mill file. And the one I like the best, which is what we're going to use, is just a sanding block. Just regular medium sandpaper. Don't labor over the grit, just something that's medium. And if you want, you can kind of do that so that it isn't so sharp on the edges. You notice it didn't take long. There's not much to it. Now, number one, you won't be cut. Glass is relatively soft, actually. And what you want to do by doing that is, number one, not to cut yourself. Number two, if you look at this thing under a microscope, you'll now see a rough edge at about a 45-degree angle all the way around. And the purpose for that is when the collodion pours onto the glass, it'll actually roll up, and as it begins to set up, it always dries from the outside in. It'll dry up on that rough edge and give it some tooth to keep it from peeling on you when it dries. We're actually going to substrate. Substrate means that we take a gallon or a half gallon or so on an egg white, and we beat it up like you heard me say, and then we'll to a froth, and then we'll refrigerate it for a little while, and then get it to froth out, and then we'll filter that. Then we'll take a paintbrush on that, and then we'll edge the actual emulsion side of the clean plate. And once that's on, your plate won't peel. So once again, you cut only and clean, and then substrate what you're going to use. Technically, you're supposed to clean the plate enough so it doesn't peel, but people tend to have that as a real weak point. So the first thing we need to do, and I'm going to do this myself, is we all need to wash our hands. You just want to get the grease and stuff off your hands before we start this process. At home, take the glass that you've now cut and you've now edged, put it, your plates into your dishwasher, put it under high temperature scrub. Just put them in there just like you would a dish plate, separate from one another, and walk away and come back when it's all done. And then wearing long sleeves, long pants, and protective gloves, boil a pot, like a spaghetti pot, or a gallon of distilled water. And once the boiling distilled water has reached the boil, pour it over. So again, don't scald yourself. Pour it over very gently over the whole plate's rack. And it'll dry out almost immediately because of the heat involved. And you will then do a clean. Only on one side is necessary at this point. And that's only just a mild cleaning because you've really pretty much scrubbed the plate. We have rotten stone, which is pretty much what the old timers used. It's just, as you can see, it's like Mount St. Helens ash. Don't substitute pumice, okay? Because pumice will scratch. The other thing to get, which glass companies, like stained glass companies and stuff sell, is whiting, which is calcium carbonate. And it's the same stuff as rotten stone, but it's white. We need a plate rack. You can put them down on anything, just on a paper towel on the counter, and press down. I like them because they kind of create a little more control. I have broke these before by pushing down too hard. So there's a fine line with getting the plate to hold and not to hold. I use a particular towel, which is made by Kleenex. Their advertisement is called Viva. Their advertisement is that it feels like cotton. First thing you want to do is you want to soak your rag, just put a little bit, and create kind of a paste with your soaked rag. That's just what we call side one. You pick it up and very lightly just give it a light cleaning because this is the non-emulsion side. All you've done is just get rid of the oiled fingerprints and stuff that may transfer into your silver bath. Okay, you always have to kind of remember where you are. So we flip it over. Hear that noise? See how I work the corners?
What's the significance of the noise?
You're getting enough pressure down there to actually create an abrasion against the glass. What the rotten stone does is clean the pores of the glass. And if you don't press hard enough, press too hard, you're going to break the glass. It's a fine balance, always with glass. You want to work the corners because that's where it's going to peel. First place it's going to peel is right out of the corner and right along the edges. What I'm doing now is fogging a plate. This is a way the old timers would kind of tell if the plate was clean or not. It isn't always 100% rule that it's clean, but it's a good guideline for you. And you fog a plate by doing what you saw me do. And you see how clear it is? Now, if you saw all kinds of swirls and streaks and stuff, you would know that your plate probably wasn't clean yet. Because I bared down, took my time, cleaned the glass, it's now what I would consider ready to make a plate. I could actually use this right now to pour collodion. I know that this is the clean side. So the clean side is going to always face our direction. So I'm putting it into the glass holder like so. I know now the clean side is the side we pour on.